In this video, we're going to be converting between degrees and radians. So since the circumference of the unit circle is 2 pi and a complete revolution is 360 degrees, we have the following relationship. If we go halfway around the unit circle, which is 180 degrees, we have traveled pi radians. So the main thing that we'll be using in this video is the ratio of pi radians to 180 degrees or 180 degrees to pi radians. Okay, so in these three examples we're going to be converting radians into degrees, and we're going to round any answers to 2 decimal places. So if we look at the first example, 7 pi over 6, we're going to use the conversion pi radians, and since we're trying to cancel our pi's, we need to make sure that we put the pi in the denominator to 180 degrees. If I now put this in my calculator, I have 7 over 6 times 180 degrees, which gives me 210 degrees. If you've already learned the unit circle, you can clearly look this one up on the unit circle. But when this really comes in handy is when we have something like the following example, 17.6. Clearly, I cannot look at the unit circle in order to obtain the degree. And note that if no unit is given for the angle, like this one, then assume that it's in radians. So here we're going to need to use the same conversion, 180 degrees over pi. And when I put this in my calculator, I get approximately 1008.92 degrees. For this last one, make sure to note that I have a negative radian angle here. So whenever I use my conversion, 180 degrees over pi, and my pi's are going to cancel, I'm going to be left with negative 135 degrees. Again, on this one, if you've already learned the unit circle, you can probably just look at your unit circle and obtain 135 degrees.
In these last three examples, we're going to be converting from degree measure into radian measure, and we're going to leave our answers in fractions in terms of pi. So again, remember that our conversion factor, when we have degrees, is pi radians over 180 degrees. This way our degree measures are going to cancel and we're going to be left in radians. So putting this first example in my calculator, I have negative 135 divided by 180. And for those of you not familiar with the TI-83 calculators, I get a negative 0.75, but I want that in fraction form. So if I hit the math button, and then you can see the first one is fraction, so I hit enter, enter, and that's going to convert it into fraction form for me. So I get negative 3 over 4. So I get negative 3 pi over 4 radians. The next example is 6.3. Again, multiplying that by my conversion factor, pi radians over 180 degrees. In my calculator, 6.3 divided by 180 degrees, 0.035. Again, we want to convert that into fraction form. And that leaves me with 7 over 200. So I get 7 pi over 200. And the last one, 75 degrees. My conversion factor, pi radians over 180 degrees. Again, my degrees we're going to cancel. 75 divided by 180. math, fraction, and that leaves me with 5 over 12. So I have 5 pi over 12. So that's really all you need to know about converting between degrees and radians. Just always keep in mind your conversion factor of pi radians over 180 degrees.